K-pop might disappear by 2030. Okay, you may think I'm just a typical YouTuber who's trying to clickbait you with a title like this, but I am actually not clickbaiting here. This is a real thing that can and probably will happen. K-pop is the fastest rising music genre in the world that we have loved for a long time now, but it will disappear by 2030. Kind of like my home state, Florida, when the world water level rises. Now back to K-pop, or in the best case scenario, K-pop will lose the K. So then what happens to K-pop by 2030? How can it survive? Let's find out. Okay, but some of you right now are like, Nathan, haven't you seen how K-pop blew up in the last couple years? And to that, I would say, you're right. When have we ever seen a K-pop group perform at a parade for an American holiday with the American staff of the parade not knowing how to dance to Savage? I don't need to tell you how K-pop has the most eyes on it and people Googling K-pop and K-pop members than ever before. But K-pop as we know it has already peaked and showing signs of declining. Not in popularity because Korea is killing it and culture is being consumed by people outside of Korea. From food to music and of course, a little show that people couldn't help but talk about. Quickly after the release, the thrilling survival show Squid Game became the most watched show on Netflix's whole platform. Not only that, but it was the #1 show in 81 countries. Countries that probably don't speak Korean. That shows you the power and influence Korean culture has right now. Also, Squid Game can probably thank Lisa for all those views. I mean, if you spent any time on TikTok, you've seen the remixes of Lisa's song Money with Squid Game clips. Again, all aspects of Korean culture naturally boost one another. K-pop and Korean TV. To put it short, K-pop is on full hype train mode right now. But I've seen Squid Game and probably you did too, and I got a serious question for you. If you want to avoid ending up in debt and forced to play in Squid Game Season 2 to possibly win millions of dollars or probably fail trying, the best way to avoid it is with today's sponsor, Extra. Extra is a one-of-a-kind debit card that actually helps you build credit and earn rewards just like a credit card. The truth is, many people don't want to open a new credit card or simply can't afford to, yet there are very few options for establishing your own credit other than a risky credit card. But Extra makes building credit safer and more accessible for everyone. Are you a college student or just started working and need to become an adult? Have you started paying for things yourself, like, important things like K-pop concerts and albums? Well, do it and build your credit at the same time. Trust me, having good credit is the single best thing you can do for yourself, especially if you're a young adult. It makes it so much easier to get a loan, buy a car, and especially buy a house in the future. I myself am actively looking to boost my credit any way I can, and Extra looks worth trying out. It's really simple to get your own Extra card, and there are no credit checks and no interest. Get Extra today to start building your credit with debit. Go to the link displayed on the video or in the description, extra.app/internetsnathan. That lets them know I sent you, which helps me out and the channel, and start building your credit and get awesome rewards with a debit card. Yes, a debit card today with Extra. Thank you to Extra for sponsoring, and now back to the video. Okay, now why exactly am I saying K-pop might disappear by 2030? Believe it or not, it's all babies' fault. Well, more like the little number of babies being born. We're jumping into some statistics now, so if you just went on winter break, welcome to K-pop 101 with me, your professor. Birth rates in Korea are one of the lowest in the entire world, with the number of births declining every single year. I mean, over the past 10 years, the amount of births have been cut in half to over 250,000 births in 2020. Why does this affect K-pop? Well, fewer kids means less talent for K-pop companies to choose from. We all know major K-pop companies scout and hold auditions in hopes of finding the next big idol on the daily. With a decline in births, a decline in idols follows. That's why I set the doomsday clock somewhere in 2030. In another 10 years, with the current trends of births in Korea we see now, we could see no more new Korean idols in K-pop. But there is a way K-pop survives this aside from more babies being born. In fact, there are multiple ways K-pop can continue to thrive, and leaders in K-pop are already doing it, like here in SM Entertainment. Young trainees and idols in K-pop have been a major talking point for the longest time now. Many people find it weird how K-pop companies can just snatch up these kids to join their company and train for years. But that is exactly what SM Entertainment is doing to get ahead of the end times of K-pop by 2030. SM is going out and finding more young talent to join their company, like this trainee. He is one of SM's newest addition to their trainee system, and this guy was born in 2009. In 2009, we got our first modern pandemic of swine flu, and Obama became the president of the United States. That's it, man. I'm ancient. Now what SM is doing is just picking up potential idols faster than other companies can. This really doesn't solve K-pop's disappearing problem, but puts SM Entertainment in a better position than other companies, but only for the time being. While that is more of a band-aid solution, this one is more of a long-term fix, but it changes the whole look of K-pop as we know it. Foreign idols in K-pop are nothing new. In fact, it's almost mandatory if you want your group to reach a global audience. Having English speakers is a must, and idols who are from neighboring countries like China and Japan help a ton too. But even that won't be as reliable since Japan is almost in the same boat as Korea in low birth rates. I feel like there's something screaming out to me, something that there's a major consumer of K-pop that's not too far away that could help. The Philippines and surrounding Southeast Asia love K-pop and Korean entertainment. They consume K-pop at a larger rate than probably any other country that includes the USA. That also means there's a lot of money to be made from merch to concerts. And that is where I believe K-pop should go next. Scout talent from the Philippines and other places K-pop companies have never looked before. But that brings up another issue among K-pop fans. What makes K-pop K-pop? Is it Korean idols? Or is it just music made from Korea? Or through K-pop agencies? Or even a bigger question mark is, how will Koreans themselves think about this foreign idols debuting in K-pop and promoting in Korea? For that, we'll probably have to wait and see. And finally, we have the last thing that can save K-pop from disappearing, and that is debuting a group in every country in the world. Okay, maybe not global domination, but pretty close. JYP Entertainment and SM Entertainment are doing what is called globalization by localization. To put it simply, debut a group in a country that looks like people who are from that country, train them in the same system that made superstar K-pop groups, and promote them in their own country. We're actually seeing the beginning of this with groups like Nizi U.
ご覧の皆さんに挨拶をお願いします。
せーの、WE20私たち20です。
A JYP girl group that was created in a survival show with an all-Japanese lineup. SM did a similar thing by expanding their NCT group to add the unit WayV to promote in Chinese-speaking countries. And most recently, SM Entertainment again, who wants to create a NCT Hollywood, which would be another unit of NCT made up of Americans who will debut in America.
Now NCT is searching all across America for its next star.
21 lucky contestants will be selected to join SM in Seoul, Korea, and go through its K-pop boot camp right there.
And the winners will become NCT Hollywood and debut here in America.
Now trust me, that's going to be every amount of cringe as you can imagine, but we're getting it nonetheless. Even if you didn't want it. It seems like all of this is out of the world ideas, but modern problems require modern solutions. And all of these things that K-pop companies are already doing is to fight back against the problem of a disappearing young population. They saw it coming before anyone else. And over time, not too far from now, you're gonna see more and more of what I mentioned happening. K-pop won't really disappear, but it sure is going to look a lot different than today.
Round this city.